the last pick, you know,
They
so
go
they
for
can.
DK.
Yeah.
DK is great versus Puck. Obviously, like with Raindrop introduced, Puck's fallen off in quite favor just because of that. But DK obviously has the instant stun to be dealing with that.
The other reason why DK is great against Puck is because of the how you play the hero. Because Puck, when you get level 6, you want to roam, you want to TP, you want to push sorry, gank, not push towers, and DK is going to push your tower. Once you leave the lane, he pops the ultimate. So it's like a counter in a way where the playstyle counter, but not the hero counter.
Yeah, basically you have to pay a price. Every time you want to do what you're supposed to, you're paying the price.
And for Ad Finem, the big hero, talk about. Oh, okay, that's the big hero. The
Okay, that's one that they need. They need something that can farm. Like Sven, I don't think is going to be enough for them because he just doesn't match up that well versus like Slark and DK. Just too much. Like they'll scale to a point where Sven will just fall apart. Yeah.
Morphling is going to be the split push.
All right.
Oh man.
Interesting.
Well, it is locked in. Ad Finem and Newbee. Will Ad Finem go home after looking so good? Top of the EU regional qualifiers. They managed to make every single series in their group stage a full 3 games. Will this be the first 2-0 they concede? We're about to find out with your casters. Will the Greeks go home, or will it look like a scene from 300? We're about to find out with your casters. It's Capitalist and Malini.
Well, I don't know if they're going to be shirtless, but I'm sure Ad Finem are going to be putting on one hell of a scene with this very interesting composition we have. A Bounty Hunter and a Puck, 3-4 pickup for Ad Finem. We knew they had to go for some sort of hard carry. They went for a little bit more comfort, I suppose, in the Morphling, but Merlini, is it really enough? They're facing a Slark and a Dragonite.
I think it's more so all their other heroes seem pretty heavily countered. The Batrider against the Oracle and the Slark. The Puck gets generally destroyed all game by a Dragon Knight. It's going to be a very tough one to pull off, I think. They are underhanded in the draft once again.
They're going to have to do a whole lot more in the laning phase than they did last time in order to really get some momentum with the kind of heroes that they have, and particularly that Puck. Of course, Thug, though, I mean, this is a guy who's been known for his very aggressive mid-play, going all the way back to MLG Austin when he first stood in for Ad Finem when they went to that tournament, and they unfortunately could not have Kaiser Soze there. Thug, who was a Lina spammer at the time, was very much known for being able to win his lane and be able to take that momentum and just control the game from there, and that's absolutely what they need from him this game out of the Puck in a tough matchup against that Dragonite.
He does have the Bounty Hunter, though. Straight Puck versus DK, I think, is just pretty poor for the Puck, but with the Bounty Hunter, that changes things completely. They really need a Bounty Hunter to do a lot, even more so than last game, which I think he did a decent job of killing the Courier and wasting a lot of their time scouting out information. But this game, they need kills. There's just no other way around it. You can split push all you want, but if Puck doesn't get a lot of kills and Batrider doesn't get a lot of kills, I think they're going to lose even with a very farmed morph.
Newbee protecting themselves with 4 heroes at the bottom lane. And Ad Finem will pick up the top bounty rune here. Maybe next time, trying to get some information as the supports move on out. He's going to see Faith body blocking up and probably having a hand in this middle lane. You said, well, it's not just the Puck versus the Dragonite. We also have the Bounty Hunter. But Ogre is another hero that is notorious for his early lane harassment.
He already has a healing self, so there is really no reason for the chicken to come back to him. Really, so there's very little chance of a chicken snipe from them, and they see Faith. Can they lift him up onto the high ground? I mean, Morphling with level 1 Morph is not the best kill partner for that.
I mean, both a Sand King and an Ogre are both very strong lane presence, and it's a struggle to see how Bounty Hunter and Rubik are going to be able to upset this balance.
They have the range, I mean. That's the one thing that they have going for them in this lane.
They need to be able to keep KP off of the lane as much as possible because Morphling is a hero that suffers against Sand King due to his naturally low range. He does put himself in danger against that Caustic Finale. So the supports definitely need to have a presence in lane, at least in the first couple of levels here. See our off lane, of course, our Batrider matched up against the Oracle as well as the Slark. Thanks to the Slark's laning presence, this won't be a free lane for Skylark necessarily, especially due to Dark Pact just being able to easily keep off those stacks of sticky napalm.
And how's this big stack going to be treated by Skylark? There is a double stack. It is getting taken out on the north side, and meanwhile on the south side.
Yeah, they're trying to contest this hard camp pull. Plus it's Centaurs. Centaurs probably one of the weaker of the hard camps. Knew he should be able to easily take most of this CS and still pull the rest of the creeps back. They're fighting around him, using Caustic Finale quite well. In our mid lane matchup, Thug is winning in the CS 10-2, but SC is not too far behind at 8-1, and this is only going to get harder as time goes on.
He does have a sentry there protecting him. Not the biggest deal, but expecting the bottle timing coming out, and maybe next time is almost spot on.
He
as
really
he
is.
goes behind, but this thing is just sitting at the T2 tower.
Yeah, looks like SC's going to make his run back here.
Yep, he sees it, and SCCC has probably played a lot of pubs, and I guess a lot of people
Maybe
who have
next
camped in
time,
mid.
maybe on the way back he can actually get it, and it would be even better if SC puts the bottle back of the Courier, but maybe next time Invis runs out at the wrong time, and now the Courier, it's going to chill out at this tier 2. Meanwhile, on top lane, we are going to have a battle here. The Courier may be in danger, but Skylark is also in some trouble as U9 is heading his way into that. He was trying to battle over this hard camp pull, and once again, he is going to try and pull it out to try and get his creeps and the creep equilibrium onto his favor. Oh, Spartan's going to be in some trouble. The range is actually blocking him out. Spartan is going to have to eat through a tree. Nice telekinesis pop back down into Fate, and Spartan will barely stay alive through that Caustic Finale pop. Maybe next time does manage to snatch that one up. Indeed, KP looking for Spartan, but Spartan is ahead of both of these heroes as they try and make for the dive. They will manage to slow him down with the Ignite, and KP looks like he'll be able to run him down. Pops the mango. Spartan tries to juke him out once again, but no tricks up his sleeve. First blood will be picked up by KP.
At least Bounty Hunter got the chicken snipe. He was very patient. He got it just before the 3-minute mark, so almost no chance for Newbee to upgrade in time. But you can't always micro that Courier. I was thinking maybe they could like patrol it around the tower, but it's very difficult. Like Newbee, they have other things to do, like CS and make sure that Skylark doesn't put too much pressure on the lane. So they just kept their eyes off the chicken for a second, and Bounty Hunter swooped in.
Yeah, they do have this counter ward already set up, so they just saw the ward. They're kind of baiting Kaka into a situation here. Skylark is going to try and abuse this cliff area, gets down. Meanwhile, Kaka is having some trouble with maybe next time. Didn't realize that there was going to be another hero here. Maybe they can run him down even under tower. I say that though, a TP's going to come in. They're going to have to give up on that attempted kill as Fate does ensure this tri-lane stays alive against the Bat Rider's aggression.
And now they have Faith bringing him items. If you look in his inventory, he has a magic stick that's SCCC, so the chicken Courier, I mean, Dragon Knight's forced to walk back to base. That's a sad time if you're a mid. You never really want to walk back.
Meanwhile, like Thug's just getting more and more of a CS advantage, so it seems like with the help of maybe next time, they have managed to win this lane. And Thug already has a TP scroll that's very important. A Puck is one of those heroes that the panel talked about. He rotates out of his lane so much, and Thug at a moment's notice could have an impact in either one of the side lanes with his fresh Dream Coil.
And looks like top may be their next point of attack, perhaps, with that Dream Coil, as Bounty Hunter places a ward behind the T1 tower. They know the Oracle is very weak right now. They've only had one hero, one support up top, rather. The Ogre has come in, but only for a brief moment, and it's mostly just the Oracle. They can keep him down and at least prevent them from stacking.
KP trying to play around the neutrals, but it's going to be gone on here. Toss back, a Burrow Strike will let him escape from Madara's harassment. Now here comes the first rotation of the Puck. It's going to be nice and early with a double damage and a smoke. Maybe next time he's scouting out these heroes. Thug can easily line up a jump, but he's not going to go on the Slark. Instead, they're going to get the free kill on Kaka. The Oracle should be going down here. Ends up getting his double damage purged off. Not a big deal. They're still going to try and make the dive, it looks like, onto U9 if they can actually just keep him in place, but never mind. Another Courier hunt for maybe next time goes awry. Unable to snipe that one.
So they're getting some kills with the Puck, but only one kill in the game for them. At least Puck's slightly ahead of CS in the mid lane, as well as the Morphling in the bottom lane. So I would say they came out pretty decently in the lane, at least much better than last game.
Spartan in some trouble now. He's actually going to try and run up here, but as he's on the other side, he's going to pop his ultimate. Telekinesis is there, tosses him away, trying to get as much distance away from that Dragon Tail as possible, leading Newbee on a chase here, but he obviously will be caught eventually. A second kill going to Newbee now.
That Caustic hit really hurt him. Maybe he could have gotten away if he TP'd immediately, but he did not know how close the DK was, nor how close the Ogre was. And Kaka is still in full vision of that Observer ward. You probably realizes that there's a ward behind the tower, considering Shadow Dance is up, but Kaka, he walks out. He does not have Fate's Edict.
One of the beautiful things, though, about that purge, it purged off the sticky napalm, so he is able to get some distance away from Skylark. And again, Newbee will... They seem to always have a TP ready to go for this top lane against a Bat Rider. They seem very well prepared against this kind of strategy. bringing first the Ogre, and this time around bringing KP all the way up to the top lane. But is his movement going to be worth it? He may have defended Kaka, but that's not worth it by itself. They actually get a kill on the Thug. That'll be much better. They managed to get the Burrow Strike. SC unable to get the secondary stun here as Spartan finally shows himself with the telekinesis. The coil will keep the rest of these heroes back. Newbee failed to get an initiation that succeeds onto Thug.
Look at maybe next time again.
Yeah,
He's
man.
ready. He's so ready.
This guy never stops. Is he going to get it, though?
He's probably on that quest.
He's level 3. He's got Janana. He's got the Invis. The Courier does not have a boost. It will easily be run down by the Bounty Hunter. That'll be level 4 for him on top of everything else.
Getting a lot of gold.
Well, they're going on bottom lane. They actually just laid out the ward. CKP come forward a bit, but he does go for the early level in Sandstorm. That decreases his kill power and harassment with Caustic Finale, but it does allow him to be able to disjoint some of that damage. And we could see the power of this Morphling is really amping up now that he's level 7. His lane presence is kind of at a peak.
The kills in the lane are so hard with raindrops. Like Bounty Hunter was super popular as well as Puck at some point, but
waiting. The Invis is going to run out. Maybe next time he's going to have to re-up it here before they go for this initiation. Spartan, can he actually catch it with the telekinesis? Not going to happen. With the combination of Dream Coil, they just needed 4 more seconds. That's what they were waiting on. If Thug has the Dream Coil, there's no way that a Burrow Strike by itself would allow KP to escape, but
he's too fast with the trinks.
Yeah.
And vision-wise...
Oh, they saw this one coming, I think.
Yeah.
They saw those heroes rotating through river. Skylark's already backed up.
There is a double stack that kind of is available to him, but probably not really willing to go for that at this moment. But DK's usually just parks in lane, so as soon as he goes missing on the map and he wasn't low and you don't expect him to go healing, it's pretty obvious that he is going to rotate to one of the lanes, try and get a kill and push a tower.
Pulling the creep wave off the tower, that'll help out quite a bit.
Has you scan, they know that maybe next time is around it pings red. They do have a dust available and it will miss.
No, he's barely outside of range.
Whew, that was close. He was on the northeast side of that scan and not directly in the middle, which perhaps Newbee had expected, but they are on to his antics for sure.
Maybe next time. I feel like he kind of wants to be a part of this experience of this clear through the neutrals, but doesn't want to risk a potential counter ward that could be already laid down as a trap, so he will just try and get more information for his team.
And Morphling's pretty happy with the way that the pace of the game is going. DK still hasn't really done too much damage to any of the T1 towers, and he's just happy farming away. Top root, SCCC runs into the smoke, does not get lifted.
And now they're going to still try and run him down with the Dragonite, but Faith is here to try and stop things. Actually, they get a telekinesis, stoling him up and throw him into the river. Now Skylark can chase him down. Lasso might not even be needed here. Skylark is just going to be able to pair up with the rest of his teammates, run down the Ogre. 2-2 now. It's Ad Finem, even up the score at 10 minutes.
Definitely one of the DK there, but any sort of experience is going to be pretty important for maybe next time Blink Dagger hits onto the Puck. You have the Arcane on the Bounty Hunter. Only thing you're missing is Trek. Tome of XP isn't going to carry him to level 6, so they need +1 or some lane time. Skylark.
Yeah, he's in serious trouble. He doesn't have the Firefly for another 3 seconds, trying to buy himself time with the lasso. He does have the help of Spartan actually coming in. Run behind. Maybe next time we'll be able to manage to get the catch with the help of Thug. They bring down the Oracle at bare minimum.
This Puck's doing work. He's in the right place at the right time, but I would say Bounty Hunter is contributing a lot more to Ad Finem right now, and you can see why it's a top-tier pick for them.
Yeah, look at that. Unite is pinging out the ward spot on top of that cliff. Little does he know that's actually a Bounty Hunter there, so that may be Newbee counter-warding the wrong spot. Faith is going to come along. He's going to be, I'll throw down the counter-ward. I'll take that ward. He's like, hey, what the hell, Slark? You told me there was a ward
here.
Look
at the chicken again.
Oh no, maybe next time, you monster! Stop it right now. 3 courier kills in 11 minutes.
He should be nicknamed Chicken Hunter, Courier Hunter, whatever you want to call it.
Oh, Newbee, you thought you were going to get your courier back to base. Maybe next time, indeed. Thug's going to be in some trouble. Throws out his orb, blinks the other direction, doesn't actually jump to his orb in time. He's in serious trouble, actually. He doesn't have a TP for another 5 seconds. Throws down the coil, but SC is there. They easily clean up a huge kill of a Puck. Puck has been playing rather slow. He's been sitting more in lane. He's only rotated up to that top lane twice, but he picked up his Blink Dagger in good timing, but unfortunately, he has not had an impact when it comes to bringing down a core.
Maybe next time with, what is that, the third chicken kill, I
Yes.
believe, this game?
Yep.
Is that a 3-star on the quest? I'm not
1 in
even
3
sure.
minutes. Yeah. All about the quest. Spartan's loving it. Down a game, but spirits are still high for Ad Finem, especially with this start in game
they
number
waste
1.
another
Another
dust.
dust.
Oh my.
This time around, maybe next time. I don't even know how he does it. I thought he was going to run into that counter ward, but he doesn't even do that much. He's going to run into it now. They do have the combo here.
Nah, he's playing around it.
Oh,
You
he
can
really
see.
is. He's just on the edges of the actual counter ward itself.
So Spartan's level 6 now. They have more potential for plays. Kaka,
See the Bat Rider.
he does not
Kaka.
have Blinker. He needs some way to slow him down or speed up Skylark.
Kaka's still got his ultimate. He's kind of baiting next time. Of course, all of Newbee are going to be able to come in straight into the jungle. Skylark's going to be caught as well. They stun him up. Can't get back to the cliff in time. Nicely baited out by Kaka. They read that whole entire time thanks to this super defensive ward that was paired up with the counter ward. They saw the Bat Rider's rotation, even if they didn't see maybe next time.
But that's an over-aggressive move that is going to come to haunt them as Bat Rider's gold. He is
So close to the Blink Dagger.
He must be in a lot of despair as he's like, I have 1600. If I got that kill, or if I didn't, if I wasn't involved at all, I would have my Blink by now. That's one that you definitely do not want to give up. And they still haven't made good use of a track up as of yet, but looking to change that as Thug and maybe next time.
Tragedy strikes twice in a row. They got that kill in top lane, 2 kills, make it a third. Now it's the Shadowblade's gonna pop out. Spartan actually gets some distance here. He's got the dark pack, but just one hit. There it is. The early Shadowblade will get him another kill. At least you can say that Shadowblade wasn't used to pick off a core of Ad Finem, but Newbee are not done being aggressive just yet. They're going to go for Madara here. He just picked up at the Lincolns, though. They popped it with the Burrow Strike now, and maybe Dragon Knight can actually get the stun before the next Lincolns is up in 4 more seconds. And see, the smoke pops actually jump forward here from Madara. He managed to kill the Sand King before he gets caught by this whole entire initiation. He needs to be able to get out of Replicate. Madara, he's weeding his way through the trees with the Quelling Blade. Is he actually dodging all of this? No way. Madara, he comes out with the waveform now. They've got Kaka, they've got the silence. Madara, a magician. He pops out, appears. He's going for SC now. He's trying to actually get the extra kill. Thug, they've got the nukes coming in. Thug has another round of nukes in just a couple of seconds here. He's going to blink forward, but no, decides against it. Blinks backward instead. U9 is here with the Shadow Blade, but he's already been met with a silence from the Puck. A clean retreat from Ad Finem. And Madara, can anyone max this carry?
Maybe
5 to
next time in
6.
the back, looking for perhaps a low HP hero or
Maybe.
stopping U9's regen. Yeah, Madara, the Quelling Blade on Morphling really made the difference there. He was able to just run around the trees in a very unusual path. And I like the aggressive plan of saying, he's like, screw this. You guys are wrapping around behind. I'm just going to kill your... Look at this. These Quelling Blade
He
tricks.
gets the Sand King underneath tower. He dodges all of this. And another kill.
They're playing very well against the DK. I like how the Puck's trying to always catch the DK and then phase right after, so he doesn't get Dragon Tail. Like, it's so hard being a Puck.
Yeah. Think how little they... Oh, there's the Blink Dagger. They managed to catch Kaka. That's usually important. He's the only counter to this Bat Rider at this point in time. The rest of Newbee will complete their TPs and attempt to contest this off-lane tower push, but it's just not going to happen. They're going to Burrow Strike out of the Dream Coil, but Thug is still there thanks to his Jar.
And Sand King was at that critical, like, 1800 gold mark right before that death. And now that Bat Rider has his Blink and they have track online, they are bloodthirsty.
They lost their tier 1 tower and mid, but Thug, you thirsty, my friend. He's actually going not for Yule Scepter off of that Staff of the Wizardry. He's going for the Dagon.
It's great versus the Dragon Knight. A much safer build is the Veil, which offers more magic damage and armor at the expense of less single target burst. It's a much more common build, but
yeah,
you know, if you want to pick off the Oracle, which I think is his main job this game,
right?
If Bat Rider can't get on top of him, and if you want to deal a lot of damage to the high armor DK, I think it's an appropriate choice.
Yeah, and it also puts a lot of pressure on that Slark as well. He potentially may not be able to get off a Shadow Dance at the right times if the burst damage just comes a bit too quick.
Yeah, they need a little bit more farm though in the Rubik, I think, to really make a big difference. You want as many ways to initiate as possible and as many opportunities to gank, and with just the Puck and the Bat Rider having the Blink Daggers, it may be a little bit of a problem for them, but Maybe not, because Morphling is just super farm. It looks like he might get another team.
Time to go on Safari here. U9 will manage to pop the Shadow Blade, goes straight for Spartan. Really isn't. Oh, the Dark Pact is going to be beautiful enough to be able to pick up a support and manage to get the escape. Dark Pact still going to be able to go off. Now Styler's in trouble. He thought he could still pick up the carry. Meanwhile, on the left-hand side, KP is being gone up by both maybe next time and Thug, but gets saved by Kaka's Oracle. And the rest of Newbee will all TP up into this mid-tier 1 tower. Ad Finem again losing their Rubik and Batrider as they try and push aggressively into Newbee's jungle.
Well played by the Slark there. He's definitely well versed in how to play against Bat, and are they gonna wasted another one. They saw Shadow Dance wasn't on, he pinged out. Just thought that it was perhaps a bounty hunter, but because of that they also missed the D ward.
And it's hard for them to read where these wards are when the Slark is constantly having his passive taken away by bounty hunter.
Yeah, now he's like, okay, I have Shadow Dance on me, but I don't actually know whether or not it's bounty hunter. And they, like, Oracle isn't made of gold. He doesn't have track on his side.
Pops the Lincolns of Madara, hoping to be able to push him back a little bit. Madara does go into the mid lane where they're going to be able to freely take this tier 1 tower.
This Morphling is just so big.
He is. Which is why Newbee right now are trying to contest some of the side lanes, but they don't get anything at top, and it looks like bottom's going to be a failure as well. This fresh Blink Dagger picked up by KP does not find the connection on the Skylark.
And you definitely don't want it to be like this late relative to the Lincoln's Morphling. Like Lincoln's had his Lincoln's like way before the Blink Dagger came out, and that's really their only long duration disable. I guess Dragonite, but he doesn't have a way to get on top of the Morphling. He has no Blink, he has no Shadow Blade.
Maybe next time scouting out some of these heroes, a deep entrance here. They're going to try and pop out underneath this tier 2 tower. The Dream Coil will catch the Ogre. They're going to be able to get onto him, it seems like. Madara will get his nuke out. That'll slow down things a little bit. He also has the Replicate, but Ogre is just too dumb and too tanky to notice all these spells. Another round. There it is. Thug will finally find that kill, but at the same time, it is buying a lot of space for Newbee to set up. You can see already KP is in position to go for an Epicenter Blink. Uh-oh. Radiant. They just pop that one out with a scan. They know what's here. And they might just try and surprise KP. The smoke breaks. Thug thinking about it here. Skylar's going to come forward. There's the lasso. They caught KP. He thought he was going to be able to defend that tier 2 tower with the setup. Now they're actually going to be able to go for more. Maybe next time in the background goes for Kaka, but he gets blown up. But maybe that's just enough. Now the rest of Ad Finem are here. They're on top of SC, and SC needs to save. Kaka gets blown up in the backline, but I think SC, he doesn't have a whole lot of heals coming his way. That ultimate's going to wear off. He will manage to survive thanks in part to the armlet. U9 managed to get the kill in the background of the Rubik, but Fate, he will be gobbled up. Madara's Morphling is just way too big at this time. Dominating streak. They traded 2 for 3. They got themselves some track kills.
This is some of the best uses of scan that I've seen. Most of the time it's like to confirm that a smoke is coming or what direction it's going to come from. But the way they're using it is so that they can get the jump in a team fight, picking off a key hero like the Sand King, who is typically in the fog. And he was in a very well disguised position, like deep in the trees, but it's unfortunately for him just a very common spot, especially when you're trying to defend the T2. And nice deny coming out from Newbee.
Yeah, very well played by our Slark, who has Shadow Blade as well as the Echo Saber. Dragonite is trying to work his way towards the BKB and is very close too. So all this magic damage is going to be coming out. That's a Dagon 3 now up for Thug sitting in his inventory.
Yeah, it's a tough game for SCCC because he needs to be along with the Sand King sometimes so they can actually stop this Morphling from split pushing. But because he has to go for the BKB, they're not going to have enough ganking threat. But it is going to shore up their team fight a lot. They don't want to concede any unnecessary kills to the Bounty Hunter. And it's a much different story from last game where Ad Finem actually had the team fight to rival Newbees.
I mean, you say it's a tough game for those two cores, but Kaka's got to be a nervous wreck. That guy is not only just a target, but his plays can easily change the game with how much magic damage and burst damage there. He has to be on a trigger finger when it comes to that false promise, and the right Fate's Edicts could potentially save the team fights all by itself. But at Finem, they seem to have the advantage in all these team fights that are going down, both with aggressive wards and, as you said, very nicely placed scans.
That might change soon, though. Now, clicking on the Slark, he has Gem. And Ad Finem are well aware of this, I would assume. And now maybe next time has to be way more careful. He doesn't have a Blink Dagger. He doesn't have any way to escape a Slark hunting him down, nor does he have any vision of his own. Like, he can be eyed out by the Slark without actually knowing at all. So this is where Ad Finem need to group up a little bit more as they're pushing the T3 tower. Newbies, they're nowhere to be found. They have to start TPing in, but a good fourth of the tower will be taken down.
Yeah, clearly Skylark thought there was going to be at least one Newbee hero. He tried to put himself inside the base nice and early, see if they could get a quick pick and turn that into so much more. Newbee are a little bit more hesitant, a bit more disciplined in their rotations back.
That's
no one's going to be
hard
found.
ward to find. The one that you and I just won't.
Oh, yeah.
Like you would expect the ward to be like on either side, but even if you get spotted there with no shadow dance, you're like, okay, where is this ward? But
yeah, it's a nice ward that manages to see multiple rotations, multiple avenues into the jungle. You may even see some of these heroes as they push out through mid.
And now U9 on warding duty. Let's see how many he gets. He gets 1 sentry. He'll almost certainly get this observer ward to the south side if he walks over there. But I think there will be at least one lone stander.
Initiation is everything for Ad Finem, and they just got a big boost in that initiation with 4 staff.
I don't think it was under the observer ward, however. It doesn't catch the left side where the ancient or where the creeps are.
Madara, his replicate is just now coming up. Maybe next time is going to be the one trailing behind. He might be the one to pop the smoke. U9 comes in from the side, does see a couple of these heroes. They're going to go straight for the pocket of backlines, and that's the perfect hero. They stop the initiator, they've already taken him out, and now Madara has to do this all solo pretty much. He's the big damage dealer. He's trying to go for the Slark, but it's just not going to be enough. They already, here comes the epicenter. KP on the side, blinks in, managed to get his jump, but they actually missed the Skylark entirely. They get a little bit more magic damage onto SC, but he's armlet toggling beautifully. Madara's going to try and chase him down. He has an ethereal blade up, he just needs vision. He backs away though, turns for the Slark instead. Gets him. Here comes a bounce in. Nice double stun from KP. And they try and fight this out. SC goes against the Morphling, but the nukes come in. They finish him off. Now the Ogre's going to be left over as well. He's dead on top of everything else. Newbee go from finding the advantage in the team fight to losing it immediately against Madara's Morphling.
The only good thing about that fight is that they didn't lose a gem, but Madara he's just too farmed at this moment. Even with the BKBs, they still couldn't really do that much damage. And Puck managed to escape at the beginning of the fight. He was sub 100 HP, but was able to escape with the help of phase shift. But that was such a close fight. I like the target select from Newbee a lot, going for that Puck first. He thought he was safe on the far right side. And this is closer to the tail end of the fight. SCCC armlet toggles his way to safety, and they catch him out. Very nicely placed sentry ward in the trees where Slark thought he was safe. And KP, you can see him retrieving the gem, eyes on the prize, and Madara with another wave and volley of spells will take down SCCC. So when you lose your first fight like that with a BKB and your Slark looks very mortal and just dying while in Viz.
And Madara looks immortal. I mean, that guy, he just shrugged off any attention that was put his way, and he's going to shrug it off a whole lot more with the BKB coming up.
He is just insanely farmed. I don't think I've ever seen a Morphling like get this stacked this early.
Yeah, he is 16,000 net worth. Second net worth in the game right now is our Slark at 10k. Even Thug is at 10k right now.
Yeah, and it's kind of the dream if you're playing against supports that are super poor because they've constantly had to blow so many spells because of the bounty hunter, or blow many sentries and dust, and maybe next time looking to tank the smoke. The scan does hit red.
Skylark is also setting up for a potential initiation here from Newbee.
And they see him, he pops the smoke.
Yeah, it's already popped. KP's just going to try and blink forward. Goes in, but this is annihilated. My God, the magic damage too much for him to even get off a Burrow Strike. Roshan will easily fall, and now it's going to be Newbee on full retreat now. Dreamclaw goes down. They need a stun. Shuriken will have it. Faith will also die. Another track kill for Ad Finem. They win Roshan, they get the Aegis, and now they're in a perfect position to put some pressure on Newbee. They've got 2 picks for 30 seconds.
Madara has the exact same score that SCCC had last game, 9-0-5, just absolutely taking over this game. And I mean, I thought the supports were under farm, but Sand King is too. He just died instantly.
Yeah. Oh, they need some extra help in initiation. That's where SC's thinking about that Blink Dagger and how he's going to be able to use it for the next fight to stop this push, because Madara already has that tier 3 at half.
And with the Blink Dagger on Thug, it's a level 4 Dagon. You do not feel safe as the Oracle. He's just
Skylark comes forward, but there goes the Blink Dagger of the Dragon Knight. He stopped the initiation of Skylark, and that's huge. In backline, Kaka almost dies, but the nuke isn't quite enough, and now Madara's in trouble. He pops the BKB, starts running himself away with more strength. He'll be okay, but maybe next time sounds stunned up. Nice jump in with the silence. Kaka will help save with KP's epicenter. They almost finish off 2 different heroes. Faith will at least get one of them on the side. Thug waits as Madara backs himself up. He still has that Aegis, but Newbee, they're still going to try and pick some of the other heroes. Spartan's going to be the initiation. They get a Burrow Strike onto him. They see Morphling is low on mana. He doesn't have a replicate up. Barely has enough to be able to make a way for him out, but now he's drained out of mana. He'll be going down here for his first life. Can they get him a second time, though? Thug is sitting down here waiting for some sort of interception if necessary, but there he goes. Jumps over to his replicate. He's good. Thug, he'll also be fine. The stuns just cannot be fast enough. And the Lincolns and Burrow Strike.
Newbee with a miraculous defense over there.
Says back up. Back the hell up, U9.
They have 2 gems now. One on Faith, one on Unite. They picked up the Bat Rider as he was going to the right side. He's actually a little bit under farm. No BKB in sight for him despite having all this track money going his way. But Newbee, they lose a range direct but got so many key heroes, and that was really tough to fight against the Morphling.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it. And it all comes down to the counter initiation from Newbee and the way they use that Blink Dagger of the Dragon Knight to stop the Bat Rider.
Yeah, and
As you can see right here, Skylar comes forward, SC stops him in his tracks.
Also, I like the Oracle's positioning a lot. He's like so far back that they really want to get him, but he's very close to the T4 towers and just behind his entire team. And like the raindrops made a difference there in him surviving.
Yeah, I think maybe even he didn't get hit by the waveform. He might have been far enough back that was just the regular nukes of the Morphling, and if he had been hit by that waveform, maybe he would have gone dead instantly.
And look at him, like he's kind of baiting and drawing the Morphling in again.
Skylark,
I'm not happy about that.
That reaction to just how poorly that initiation went for him.
It's just not a good feeling when you pick up the gen and lose it immediately. It's very demoralizing because that's another 9 minutes before.
Especially since their initiation is so important. That's why Skylar tries to go for Kaka, can't quite get him, and now he's going to be caught by U9. He managed to get a couple of nukes down, but there goes the Shadow Dance as well as Kaka's nukes. Madara goes ahead and cleans up that support in the back lines, but his 2 cores are safe, at least for now. Thug actually makes his way in, immediately hit by the Dragon Tail of SC, and here comes KP. Epicenter over the top. Madara still fighting strong though. Managed to get the Dragon Knight, already a buyback coming out from the Slark. They need to be able to keep this melee racks alive, and Slark is the man to do it. It seems like Madara is still feeling himself though. He goes for KP, he jumps forward. It's going to be caught though. Managed to jump back to his replicate just in time. Spartan tries to go for the TP out. He will not make it. The nuke's too much for him to handle. But the important thing being that a buyback comes out from our Slark, and Madara stays alive.
Another botched initiation by Skylark. I mean, Morphling went in thinking that he had a target last one, and it would have been an easy kill on the Oracle, but perhaps a misclick or something like that was just not the right exact play from him. So this is closer to the tail end of the fight where Madara has to man up versus all of these BKB heroes, but he still has a ton of agility, ton of armor. Puck gets immediately stunned. That was a nice play from SCCC right there. Yeah. Of course, another great epicenter from Sand King, and I don't know how Madara just keeps making out of these ganks alive. He is a magician.
I mean, that guy just got so big on the Morphling so early, but at the same time, right, this has got to be concerning for Ad Finem. You could see the emotion on their faces right now. They should have peaked with that BKB picked up by the Morphling. They should have had a big peak and should have been able to win out in these team fights against Newbee, but that's now 2 fights that have gone awry, primarily because of the initiation failure.
Can't rely on the Bounty Hunter for vision anymore because of the gem pickup by Newbee. It's been so crucial for Newbee to get a foothold in these fights by just limiting the vision of the Bat Rider. But I still think they'd be pretty happy with the way the last fight went. At least they get the Sark Barrier back. If they didn't get that, then it would have just been an utter disaster.
Yeah, now they feel like a potential win condition for the next 4 minutes or so, and they just picked up an Ayascati on Madara, so he is really not slowing down. It's a big carry for Ad Finem.
Yeah, this is 31 minutes in, mind you, and it will be a rather short Roshan respawn. Looks like 1 minute and give or take a few seconds after the next 3. So that definitely favors Ad Finem because they want to make this next push as soon as possible before more items come out. I guess it's not the worst thing in the world if it goes later, just because maybe we'll have less time on their BKBs and Dagon 5, and then maybe add a Veil on top of that, and then of course like instant shotgun from Morphling. You want your BKBs to be 8, 9, 10 second territory, not 5, 6, 7.
Ad Finem The enemy is at the gates. Newbee need to find a way to be able to stop this initiation for a third time. But this time around, they're not relying on Skylark. Madara's just putting himself on the front lines. He is going to be combo stunned here, but there is going to be some interceptions. BKB already used up. Morphling immediately goes for the back line, just right-clicks Kaka down as he tries to protect himself against the nukes, but the right-click damage will easily do. Now KB comes in with the epicenter, managed to get a two-man throw strike, but it just doesn't finish off these heroes. Madara comes back in, cleans up the slot, and with the help of Thug, they will eliminate Newbee. This game 2 may just be over here. No buybacks coming out. And the series evened up. Ad Finem going crazy in the booth.
They are so happy. They played really well. I think Madara and Thug played particularly well. Of course, maybe next time he set up the foundation with 3 courier kills at the start of the game.
I mean, that was his bounty hunter. Definitely got shut down early in game 1. Game 2, they tried a similar game plan, but maybe next time he has other ideas. Just courier pickoff after courier pickoff.